Have you ever taken the time to think? You're here, in your room, or at a friend's house, or at a Starbucks if you please. Maybe you have water near you, or a snack. Things could be either horrible for you, or they could be ideal. Although you may not think of it this way, you're happy. Even if you felt miserable, you'd still be happier than someone else in the world. Sometimes, I sit here, in my room, with my cup of water, thinking of how blessed I am. And I'm thankful. But then, I think about how someone is getting murdered right now. Someone else in the world is being cheated or wronged or harmed in any way right now, and I'm just sitting here. It was happening when I was having that pity party last week. All because I didn't get something I didn't need. It was happening when I was too young to understand the concept of death. And it'll happen when I'm old. Think about it. A woman has been abused in the time you started this video. A man has been murdered. A child has been kidnapped, and unspeakable things await them. I can't even imagine how they must have felt. Or are still feeling. That fear going through their mind, that anxiousness of wanting anything but to be here, or to get it over with. As sad or afraid as I will ever be, should things be ideal and average, I will never know the sorrow of the couple whose child was murdered, and I will never know the fear of that child as their captor stood over them. It messes me up just thinking about it. I'm here. I'm safe. I have food. I have clothes, and cute ones at that. I have a place to sleep. I have a place for many things. I have stuff I want, but I don't need. I have stuff that I generally don't want, and I still don't know why I have them. And I know everyone hears this all the time, there are people in other parts of the world that are starving, and really would have loved to have what I didn't finish for dinner. Think about it. Someone is dying from hunger as I speak. Another from dehydration. Oh, the pain they must have gone through. The agony, the desperation. I don't know hunger and thirst like they do. And maybe you don't either. Someone just died. Hundreds of people just died. Some were expected to die, be it cancer, assassination. Others were just walking home from work when they got hit by a car. Oh, how their families must feel right now. Someone is dying right now because they are attempting suicide. Will someone get there in time, or will they pass away? I don't know. But they must have been very sad to do such a thing. The misery even they feel, is not the misery that others are feeling. And the misery that others are feeling is not the misery that others yet feel. They don't know that they're loved. You probably clicked on this video expecting a good creepypasta. And it is. I could call this a creepypasta. It's scary. Someone just got stabbed multiple times. Someone just got murdered by the person they loved and thought they loved them back. Someone just got shot and is laying there on the floor bleeding to death, and no one is coming to save them. Someone is getting murdered out of lust. Another is being beaten, left to suffer. Everywhere in the world right now, someone is dying, and this is real. Some are dying with people all around, although not all of those people are loved ones. Others are dying alone. Their last thoughts will be about how no one loves them, but that's not true. And they don't know it. Or they didn't. It could be someone you know. And there's definitely people you don't know. If you were to ever meet them and think of them as a no one, I'm sure that they were a someone to somebody else. And that somebody else is crying a whole lot at their funeral right about now. It tears me apart inside. Most parents didn't spend 9 months anxiously awaiting to meet their child, loving them and caring for them so that a bunch of bullies can mock them and beat them, physically and emotionally, once they were old enough for grade school. And the worst part is, I can't do anything for them. I can't do anything to help them. If I were there, I'd like to tell you that I would do my best to save them, but I can't. I'd probably be in too much shock to understand the moment, and run at the first chance I get. I'm a wimp. And that is also something that tears at my mind. All I can do for them is pray. Be selfish if you want, but if you were in their shoes, if someone couldn't help you, you'd want them to care. Right now, someone is being saved. And right now, someone is losing everything. Please, don't forget it could have been a lot worse than it is now. And don't forget the pain that others must be going through, whether they've lived through it or cherished the person who did. And don't take your loved ones, acquaintances, even your worst enemies for granted, because anything can happen, just like that. And it's possible that they were the ones I was talking about this whole time. And it's possible that your turn is right around the corner.